Welcome back to another episode of Random Conversations with me, Elizabeth, a podcast where I talk to interesting strangers about how and why they live their lives. My guest today, Mr. Puddin, he is a retired Army veteran, and he is also a current daddy dom. So he is going to bring in some guests of his own, his subs. So I'm really excited. To meet them. So we're just waiting for them to join the live. Hey! Hey. I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh, it's outstanding here. Let me go ahead and get the family to go say hi real quick as well. Well, I'll go ahead and do the introductions real quick. We have...
Hi.
I'm pretty sure you heard of Soul.
Yes, hey, Soul.
So here's Soul. She's my goddess of my daytime. Okay.
Good to see you.
Okay. And then I have Nyx over here.
Hello. Hey, Nyx.
Yep.
Hi.
She's my goddess tonight. And then we have Queen Lilo.
Hi. Hey, Queen.
She's definitely the queen of the damned. So you'll be understanding a lot more what each one of those terms mean here shortly.
Awesome. So this is your family. These are your subs, your littles, your partners in crime, everything.
Yes.
Nice. So Mr. Puddin, so much to talk about. But the first thing is I want to talk about you actually experienced something that I am terrified to experience, which is death.
Yeah, you still have to experience it.
Yes. Okay, so for those who don't know, you have actually died. You've experienced death.
Yeah.
As
we're talking here, we'll just make it easy like this. You're living your first life. As you're talking to me now, I'm living my afterlife.
See, I like that. So I'll say, for those who don't know, let's set up the context. So what happened? Where were you? What were you doing? Yeah.
Well, here, I'll set you up like this. We have a lot of healthcare professionals out there right now taking care of the COVID pandemic, and they go through burnout. Just think about seeing patients nonstop all the time, but you keep taking care of them. After a while, you get burnout. You give so much of yourself to everybody else, but nobody gives themselves to you. That right there leads to burnout, and that's why you see healthcare professionals today still committing suicide. So yeah.
Wow. Were you a med or mispronouncing that? Were you a medic in the?
Oh yeah. I'm one of the. I've been in this since 17. I joined right after 9/11. So yeah.
Oh my God! Can I ask how old you are right now?
36, but yeah.
Nice.
You can say 36. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So you've been enlisted, signed up since you were 17. So what happened? Where you were overseas, and how did you die? I guess.
Dude, I'm gonna bring you down here, and you're not gonna be able to come back up for air. So, you ready?
Yes.
I was at home in my bathtub. I put 2 14 gauges in my arms, bled out perfectly in a bathtub. Yep. That's called burnout. See, people, I already let you know, healthcare professionals today are still committing suicide. They are still being burnt out. They are not getting relief. I happen to retire because of that, but COVID happened as soon as I retired. So what they're going through, I'm not. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is a sensitive subject. So if there's anything off limits, or if there's anything you feel uncomfortable talking about, please let.
There's nothing off limits, but the more, like, they're laughing because the more you open up, the more you come down the rabbit hole with me. And just so you know, you're talking to me now, but I never left the tub. I'm still there. Matter of fact, May 17th will mark 2 years. And guess what? The ones that take care of me, see, you can see them as subs, or you can see them as healthcare providers at home taking care of a vet who went through a lot.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, about what they do for you and how therapeutic that is, and how much I mean, I was going to say how much work that is for them. Not saying it like that, but like that's a lot on their shoulders as well.
It could be, but not really. They get to live it 24/7. I retired fully, like 73 tax free a month. So they don't have to work. Matter of fact, I'm looking at getting them involved in the VA healthcare, home healthcare. So they'll be taken care of medically. They'll be getting their paid stipends, that kind of thing. So it's not really a heavy load for them, considering they don't have to go to work and they get to live their kink 24/7. And kink is nothing more than the way that you choose to live your life.
Before we even talk about kink, getting back to where you were, so you said you were experiencing burnout, something that a lot of people are experiencing right now.
Yes, a lot of people are burning out now today.
So, yeah, what mind state were you in when that happened, and when you were brought back, or what happened? Did you wake up in the hospital, or?
It's so cute when people try to like figure out how to ask the nicest way.
Yes, I'm trying, because I'm like, it's sensitive, and I don't,
It's not sensitive. It's only sensitive if you make it sensitive.
True.
You're sensitive. You're the one that's afraid of death. I'm not.
True. So yeah. So what happened? What happened?
You die. You come back. Apparently, if you're working in a hospital and you wake up at the same hospital, and you know the staff, and some of the staff are patients as well, well, you kind of fall into a perfect loop of ending one life and starting a complete another one, and no one can tell the difference because they just see you as the same person before. That's where I get to go ahead and start hitting people nice and heavy. See, people like to live in a story to escape reality. And the reality is you're going to die, right?
True.
But the story is you build it ahead of time so that you can get far away from it. Take a look at the state of the world right now. Nobody wants to, come to grips with reality. Maybe we got to take better care of our planet. It's not always about politics.
So before this incident, who were you before?
I was just a good old Army, flight medic, bodyguard, all that good razz and jazz medical. Just medical. Literally, I was a military brat, military medical, military system, military everything. No civilian life.
Well, so what led you to join in the first place at 17, such a young age?
Remember I said 9/11 had just happened? If you're a military brat, the common things are very simple. You either join the military, go to college, go to jail, or find something to do in the civilian world. And that's not fun. So you join the military, especially if it just happened.
And was that so that's something you wanted to do, to be to save, to be a hero, to be, it wasn't just...
Actually, I wanted to get away from my father because, he was one of those incest people. Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to get out of the household. That's what youth does when they're in a house that's not stable.
Oh, wow. So you have been through a lot.
You dropped it on her.
Every question she gets going to be like a reverse bomb.
Wowzers. Yeah, it's a lot. So you wanted to get away from your father, your family. You joined the Army. And what was that experience like for you?
You know what? It was awesome. I joined as a junior in high school, right? So I went to basic training my senior summertime. When I came back, I was the only one in high school that went to basic training. So automatically, the teachers are like, wow, you did it. The students are like, wow, you did it. So automatically become what's known as an absolute. When you say something, you're the only one, so therefore you're it. It's pretty nice. And then you go join the military, but you already had a whole year of being hyped up, of being like the cream of the crop, right? You don't even worry about senior year. I graduated with a 1.2. There was no reason for me to really do anything my senior year because I was ready. I'm just finishing out so I can go ahead and go to war. Okay? Now you make sure we think about that too. 17 years old.
Right, 17. And you were ready. That's what you were ready for.
Let's take it back a couple steps. A 17-year-old can join the military in high school. Just think about that. The mind state of a 17-year-old join in high school, a junior at that, already committing to go to fight. That says a lot more about the system, and it also says a lot about the person that actually does that too. So think about this. The military would have been my dom, okay, and I would have been submissive. I would have went through basic training. I would have went through my school. It would have sent me to my assignment, which would have been my house. I would have had other sub-slaves, right, that I would have called my squad, and we would have had a squad leader or a sectional leader, which would have been our dom, right? But he would have had to be a switch because he has a dom, which would have been a switch, would had another dom.
That's a really interesting way to think about it.
But it's very simple when that's your life. So me having 3 people, that's just me having a team. You can play that in Call of Duty, 4-on-4.
So it's something you're used to. It's something that makes you feel comfortable.
I've taken care of over 2,000 soldiers at the same time before. It's called a deployment, which means it's truly 24/7, total power exchange, consensual non-consent, because once you're over there, guess what?
Okay, so then how do you handle that? How do you get your mind ready how do you wrap your mind around that kind of system?
Like I said, I was born and raised into it.
That's normal.
Yeah, like when I say born and raised, he joined as soon as she got pregnant. I was a military brat, so now they're military brats.
Wow.
I'm the drill sergeant, they're military brats. I come home, but I don't have to go anywhere. I'm Major Payne.
Okay.
Very simple.
I like that. So you're over there, you get deployed, and what is that experience like for you? It's still, I mean, because that's so much power you have. I mean, you are in somebody's, somebody else's territory. From on, you have expectations. I mean, I guess, what does that truly feel like? I guess.
I love civilians.
You said what?
I said I love civilians. so for me. And
anybody watching, please, for those coming in, coming out, ask questions, join the conversation. I'm talking to Mr. Puddin. He is a retired veteran. He is also a current master and daddy dom. So, Goddess Erica, yay! She is awesome. Check out Goddess Erica, y'all. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What do you think it's like?
Well, it just seems like a lot of power. On the other side,
what do you think it was like? Like, because we know what, when we deploy, we know what it's like. But what is it like back home? What do y'all think it's like? It's kind of like when kids see their parents go to school and they're like, "Oh, Daddy went to work." They're like, "Fucking hate this shit," and come home. And you just want to
okay. So to be honest, okay. To be honest, it seems horrible.
Almost 20 years now.
It seems damaging. I don't even know how you deal with it mentally. You're not getting a lot of sleep. You're uncomfortable all the time. And then you are still tasked with all these things that you have to do. And then you have this an amazing amount of power that maybe you didn't have before. And so doesn't that kind of fuck with you in a way a little bit? Like it just seems... I don't know how someone handles that mentally.
Well, I'm a different breed. Okay, so when I say different breed, look at it like this: if you're born and raised military, you don't get in trouble, because if you get in trouble, your parents get in trouble. Okay, because they're held to the military rule, right? Direct reflection: take care of your family, otherwise, yeah. So if you go straight into it, you're already perfectly set to go right into the military. Okay, right. So I'm already ahead of everybody else because I'm not coming off the street. I'm built like this. I'm also the only one from high school. I'm built like this. That makes sense? I didn't do regular deployments. I deployed as a flight medic. Okay, so you call me when you have problems. That means I'm the one that's ready. Okay, if I deploy as a bodyguard, right, that means I don't have to deal with lower realities. I'm at the top of the food chain. So with that kind of understanding, for me, I was a dom in the company of what would be considered doms, or AKA thank you for your service.
Mm. And I guess
if you had like 6'4", highly intelligent,
right,
extremely fast, don't see color,
black, right,
never had to worry about it. Don't see race, never had to. Don't care about politics, never had to. Any like politics, money, or anything that anyone truly considers, I don't. Only thing I focus on is making sure that the blood stays in your body.
Mm. So why exactly did you want to be a medic?
Because I didn't want to have to kill people. I figure I'd rather heal them than kill them. Very simple. I don't want to be an American sniper. I'd rather be Hacksaw Ridge and save people's lives. Because that's what it's really about, taking care of people. Actually, my grandmother, right, she died in my house when I went to basic training, right? She had brain cancer. So when I came back and they gave me a chance to change jobs, I said, I'm going to be a medic because she died in the room that used to be mine, and I had moved down to the basement. You're whole. You're diving down. See, one thing you forgot is that when you think of someone who committed suicide, there has to be a lot, right? So guess what? You're going to swallow all of that. You're going to get to swallow all of it, right? So when I committed suicide, guess what brought me back? My grandmother, because she was my saving grace. The reason I'm this way right now, I treat all females like my grandmother, innocent, trying to take care of me. One way or another. It's very simple.
Wow. Okay, so bringing it back to
is someone trying to tell you to blink?
I don't blink. I don't see the reason I don't blink is okay, so if you're trained as a bodyguard while you're deployed, right? Your situation awareness is that of God mode, okay? As a bodyguard, my weapon is already loaded. I'm ready to go. All I need is a reason to protect who I'm protecting. That's what a bodyguard is for, right? So on this deployment, I'm trained to watch every single thing that you do, every single blink, every blink that you do means something. You ever heard that concept, don't blink, you'll miss it? Mm-hmm. Very true. Don't blink, you'll miss it. So, play this. When you're talking to someone, they're constantly blinking, it's letting you know that they're trying to keep up. So you slow it down once they blink. There you go.
Lots of
See, one thing that the system does very good at is it teaches you very well how to communicate. What you don't get in the civilian world.
Wait, does it actually teach you how to communicate? Because it seems like it seems like it keeps you in line, and it seems like it makes you feel like there's a place that you need to stay in.
Yeah, until you like retire and get out or die and come back, but you know how to communicate perfectly. In other words, I can see you as a patient. If you came into the ER and you said, ow, whatever, I would treat you. Which means over those years, I got to see everybody equally in their blood. Matter of fact, here, I'm going to go ahead and take you down some more. Let me see. So I made sergeant at 21 years old, and they put me in the ER, right? I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take care of a shift. But in order to work in the ER back then, you had to help out with autopsies. So I was like, okay, fine, too easy. Why? Because if you're going to work in the ER back then, you need to make sure that you're comfortable with the anatomy of a body before someone comes in that's alive. Think about it. If you have internal bleeding and I'm over here trying to figure out where it's at. No, that's not the time. Not when your life is depending on it. Now, if you can slow down and actually learn the anatomy properly and actually help out, the morgue does need to happen, right? It gives you a chance to go ahead and maintain a cool collective understanding of what are you doing and what is the person going through versus just kind of looking at Wikipedia. And it really pays off when you're in the back of an aircraft by yourself.
Oh, that sounds so scary to me. It sounds so scary to me. So you are dealing with...
that real quick.
Go ahead.
So for the soldier concept, right? That sounds scary to you. So what if anything was to happen here, what y'all do best in every movie? Y'all run around like chickens with your heads cut off. Okay? And what do the soldiers do? We come the opposite direction. Okay, medical. I used to be on ambulances too, flight medical. Well, first responders are known to go in the direction that y'all are running from. Okay, so right there, that's a whole different mentality. The things that scare you are the things that we take care of. You get a boo-boo, you go to the ER, and we take care of you.
So then, how did you deal? How did you seeing people's last moments, seeing people screaming, seeing people bleeding? What did you do with that?
You ate it.
Eat it.
Ingest it.
Yeah. I never, there's no time to grieve. There's no...
Right, when you don't have any time to grieve, so then if you don't have any time to grieve, what do you do? So then where does that go?
Very quickly.
You stock it up until you die.
You let it flow through you. Or it kills you.
Hence why I'm back again for the second time.
Burnout.
Okay, so the burnout. What was...
It's full circle over and over and over. Everything adds up. No matter what question you ask, I'm going to bring you right back to it. Because you got to remember, I'm still sitting here in my tub happily.
And that's amazing. What was leading to that burnout? What were you getting so frustrated with and tired of?
If you ever talked to someone inside the military who had a bad chain of command, then you would understand what burnout looks like. But if you're burning out while taking care of other people because of your... You feel
Coming from both ends.
Feel like this. Remember that whole entire Dom sub thing?
Say that again?
Remember that whole entire Dom sub?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a terrible Dom and you're working submissively to save lives, it just makes it that much harder. Think about that.
Why was the chain of command so shitty?
That's the system.
Besides the system, was it like...
You know what? I would say this. When I first joined, right, at the beginning of the war, there were some really good NCOs, really solid ones. I decided to stay at level S. I decided to stay at E6 because in the medical, once you went above that, you was now paper pushing. Now, I take care of people. That's why I joined in the first place. So where they would have pushed me up past that rank, I wouldn't have dealt with patients. I wasn't willing not to deal with it. I wasn't willing to become the matrix part and tell people what to go do when I know how to save that person's life. Does that make sense? I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the blood. I'm here to keep the blood in the body. If the job doesn't have that, then I'm not doing it. So, yeah.
So you're saving people's lives. You happen to get burnt out. You go through that experience. You wake back up. Do you think, why the hell am I here?
Oh, I was pissed, man. They were scared shitless. When you say a mad, listen, I already had made perfect peace. I was so happy. I had smoked a cigar and everything like Scarface. You brought me back.
Wait.
You brought me
what?
back. No, yeah, like when I say like there was no regrets. So the way that I come back now, there's no regrets. It's peaceful. That's why I can stay there. I'm not conflicted. In other words, that was put like this. When I did that, you can consider that BC. Okay? On May 17th, it would be 2 AD. Okay, BC simply just means before COVID. Okay, if you remember me before COVID, well, there you go. You probably remember yourself before COVID. But we're about to hit 2 AD.
Hey, the Mizuku.
Oh.
Hey, y'all. We'll get into their dynamic in just a second. Somebody was asking, do y'all have children? We'll get in that in a second.
I'll take it real quick. Yes, I have two.
You have children?
Yeah, of course I have children. Yeah, but pretty much what the military does is it kind of like allows you to do your work more than take care of your family. So therefore, they are in Virginia and one is in Texas. The one in Texas, that right there, she's to me the only innocent person in the whole world. Okay, everything that I do right now is to ensure that she has a world 30 years from now. So we're looking at how to affect our environment and the powers to be. I'll say that directly because I can talk to anybody, and all I gotta do is finish them off with, "But did you die?" And they kind of listen a little bit more because a lot of people. Go ahead.
Seeing that you died. Well, first, before we get to that part, I'm curious. Did you hear anything or experience anything? Was there any light that you saw or anything, or was it just absolute nothingness?
When you died.
You want to know because you're nervous, aren't you?
Yes.
You're nervous.
I'm scared and I'm nervous. Yes.
I'm scared and I'm nervous.
I would say if you're not living your life to the fullest every moment in your own, like if you don't have peace of mind, whenever you die, if you don't have that peace of mind, you're done. I left with my peace of mind my way at the same time. Everything I saw, I didn't have an issue because I had no regrets. I spoke the same way I spoke now. Does that make sense?
What?
Okay? Anything, what you don't let flow through you, in the end, will kill you. You hold on to something that you refuse to process and whatnot. That's why I stay right there in the tub. Everybody can talk to me peacefully, however they want. Most of the time, I just kind of sit in the room because I'm watching everything. I'm making sure that everyone's healthy. I'm making sure that everyone's okay. I'm making sure no one's getting picked on. In the military, just picture this awesomeness, okay? There's only one person on this deployment that outranks me, and I'm protecting him, okay?
Oh.
Okay, I'm the medic, okay? I'm his bodyguard. I'm his equal opportunity guy. So I'm also his shark guy. That's your sexual harassment and rape prevention. So all I got to do is walk around this base of 2,000 people, watch everything, watch everybody's blink, everybody's mannerism. If they were like being treated not in a way that was EO friendly, okay, being by anything that was going, any reason for someone not to be able to do their job peacefully, and I got word of it, I got to take care of it. And if I didn't take care of it, there's only one person that was going to have to take care of it above me. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it creates a really deep God complex. Having the clear understanding for a whole year that anybody in this room you can shoot. Okay? Think about it. Anybody in this room you can shoot. Anybody in this room you can heal. Anybody in this room you're willing to take a bullet for. It creates a constantly aware of your surroundings, because we're not just American over there. We're also going into these Afghan locations. So it's very.
So if you're not a sane person and you're walking around with this God complex, that can be dangerous.
For who?
For the people around you and for yourself.
For who though?
Right.
But for who? You got to break it back down. See. A general quick look at it, there's a reason why there's only one person built like that. Okay, it requires a high level of discipline first, a high level of understanding, and a desire not to pull a trigger. If my job is to save you, why do I want to pull a trigger? Think about that, okay? Now, in a combat situation where you're deployed, you're ready to pull a trigger, medic or not, right? So you need to make sure you understand your rules of engagement. You need to be able to understand the matrix perfectly.
Was there anyone on your team that you thought, this person is trigger happy? Like, was there ever a time you thought, I'm going to have to stop this person, or I might have to?
Not at all.
Did you trust everybody on your team?
I picked them. If you're a bodyguard, you can pick your team. Because who do you want protecting you? Protecting the person you're protecting. The one that he trusts is you. So therefore, you make sure that you have the people. It's a whole different level. It's not just a regular unit. You are specifically there for one purpose, to ensure that he is alive and that everyone is safe, to protect the blood. Now, how can I apply this to now? Would be, okay, if we've been at war for almost 20 years, right? Now, when you retire or get out, most of the time you go into the federal system or the DOD. You might become, a state trooper. Now, because you are in the badge side, you're still in the matrix side on that side, you will have a lot more shootings, police violence, okay?
Okay, so why?
Well, it's very simple. We did this to ourselves. We all did this to ourselves. You, me, put it like this. Let's say we were a couple, right? Okay, let's take it there. Let's say we were a couple. I deploy this year. I go do what I just said. I come back to you. It's okay. Ha, ha. You don't know all this stuff, right? Exactly. Okay, and I do it, and we figure it out that year. Okay, and then I go back and I do it again. And then I come back, but you always see me this one way.
That blows my mind. That's the part that I don't understand. I can't.
I know, it's real. It's a lot of, I'm told you I'm going to bust the hell out of that pineal gland. Okay? So you want the death talk, you got the death talk. So you do that over and over, right? And you do it so much that now it's not just the deployment, it's just the rotation. We are still at war, and people have got comfortable because of the way that we do it. See, we're not fighting on our land. We take that shit over there, but we bring the problems back. People forget that. We watch them burning over there right now. We don't worry about that. Our COVID vaccines is 1 to 4. Theirs is 1 to 500. But we don't think about this. We're spoiled here in America. Come on now. We're Westerners.
So then do you, there's so much.
Exactly. You got to take that all the way to it.
I'm like, what do I want to ask next? Because there's so many different directions. Okay.
Pandora's
Dang.
box. Like what you here, like this. Here's some simple phrases that you can say and I say, but they sound completely different.
Okay.
You see, the power of 3 protect me, and the Father and the Son reside in one. So if I was the Father, that'd be me.
I think.
Yeah. If I was.
Wait a minute now. To the people, to the religious people.
No. See, because once you die, you understand that humans speak words and they live through stories. Okay, it's repeating over and over. So if you understand that, it's too easy. I have myself as Hades, the Lord of the underworld. If you die and come back, that's how everyone looks at you. Oh my God, right? Cool beans, right? That means I have Hecate, my goddess of the night, right? She walks between day and light, and you can always see her usually walking with Persephone. Okay,
over here,
right? And then you have Hera. Okay? And why do you have Hera? Hera was Zeus. Zeus was fucking around. Zeus was causing a whole lot of problems. Mm-hmm. So now Hera is over here with me. Okay? Now, if you did the whole entire Christian thing, because in Kink, everybody knows religion and Kink are a hard thing to swallow together. So that's too easy. I swallow all realities around me. I died and came back so I can eat them all. This is how that looks. The military version of me would have been the Father. I'm about to hit 2 AD, my second birthday. That's reborn, reincarnated, however you want to look at it. 2 years old. So I get to have the 2-year-old newborn, like the 2-year-old inner child. I get all this all over again. But I can be protected by myself. So when I say something, how does that look? It sounds like a Dom talking to his 3 subs. So the Father right here protects all of us. They get to enjoy the new version of me, the peaceful version of me.
Hence, I guess, Daddy Dom, in a way, as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Before we talk about that, I wanted to ask, did you ever think, it seems like a lot of pressure to have to come back. It seems like a lot of pressure to go, dang, I have the second chance. Now I have to live this life. Now I have to like...
It's not so much a problem. It's just that I already saw all the shit that was coming right now back then. And what really, and it's still hitting me right here. I'm back here. I don't have to worry about a single thing. All 3 of them, they can be up under me all day. We can have a blast. We never have to worry about anything. And that doesn't sit well with me because I fought since 17 for something. And what I'm watching is everything burning down. So I literally died for nothing. And now I can sit here peacefully on my whatever chariot and do nothing. I'm not going to do this for 30 years of doing nothing. There's too much in the world that needs to be done for me to sit here. Okay? I know how to communicate effectively. I can punch right through, and I've been doing it. But it's time for me to go ahead and start training my submissives to go ahead and take over just a little bit. Why? Because they have 3 voices.
How did you meet them, by the way? How did you all meet? Who did you meet first?
I met Soul 3 days before I died. She's been the one with me since, yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. You see, she keeps diving in the hole. Okay, so 3 days. We like here. Hit her with the here. Come here. I'm gonna let Soul go ahead. Now Soul is my piece. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and break down each of these power levels because this isn't just empty cardinal knowledge. I'm building something here to go ahead and give back to everybody. So I'm going to actually give you like a little lesson today. I will be what you consider enlightenment. Okay? Anytime you talk to someone that died and came back, guess what? You're about to be enlightened on some shit that you don't know. Fair enough?
Yes. Okay?
And enlightenment just means that when you have a conversation with someone, y'all can talk peacefully, merging between each other to come to a greater understanding together. Because I have this cardinal knowledge, great. But unless I know how to communicate with humans, it does no good. Okay? And when I say humans, everyone who hasn't died are doing a whole bunch of things that they're going to regret later unless they learn to pay attention.
You mentioned sort of kind of talking about that. In one of your posts, you mentioned that PTSD kind of blocks normal or vanilla like interactions.
Oh, yeah.
How can you explain that? What do you mean by that?
Because, like I said, this goes back to that whole entire deploying a year and coming back. See, y'all think when y'all see a soldier outside of a uniform, y'all can talk to him like he hasn't been doing the shit that he's been doing this whole time. So when we go ahead and check one of y'all, it's like, oh, you got PTSD. He's triggered. No, you sleeping on us over here. Now, if this was like Vietnam and we like stayed back, but no, we keep going back. We keep going. This isn't World War II, old school leather, okay, where they all came back in the 1950s. Yes, Trump was 4 years old in 1950. Do the math, okay? So, yeah, he's the definition of 1950s lifestyle. Think about it, okay? He's the perfect example, Matrix, Silver Spoon, 1950s. So, if you keep going back and forth, and I'm watching this with the vets here, too. Why do they keep getting divorced? Why are they living? If you keep going to war with me, and you get out, and now you're with your wife, she's going to think that y'all are equal now because you're no longer doing that shit. And now she will not realize the amount of respect that was probably due in the first place because she never had to see you do what you did over there. You came back over here all happy and, oh. See that right there? It's called sleeping on people. Okay? It's called sleeping on somebody. It's because people are so shallow today that they only see somebody skin deep. And because, but we're also not talking about what's really going on over there, though. That's the thing. I feel like sometimes, but also I feel like sometimes the not blanket respect. There's a better way to say that. The blanket respect kind of we don't dive into what y'all have been doing and like what you have needed to do.
It is blanket respect. Oh, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
That's it.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. You know what I do? No, I turn around and say, no, thank you for your service right now. Thank you for your service, okay? Because right now, I'm not doing anything, and I can thank you for your service. It doesn't feel the same, okay? The concept of thank you for your service got watered down so much.
They say it to make themselves feel.
Yeah, there's.
My part, thank you.
Yeah, like.
It made me feel better saying thank you.
but here, so I'm new soul 3 days before.
Oh.
And she's going to go ahead and break down because when you actually hear it, everything I do, everything that I say is so damn genuine. So they're like, for someone to come at me left field, they will drown in their own realizations of lack of realizations.
Hey, Soul.
Hi.
So wait, so you met this person 3 days before they died?
That's correct. I met him 3 days before I died. And it was because I was interested in getting more awareness of the people in the road community in Hawaii at the time. And the conversation went far beyond the first time when we met at Whole Foods. You know, I was not in the best mental place. And the conversation, besides just vetting and having a communication, was so much more deeper than what I possibly could have expected. Somebody that the conversation about how fucked up the world was at the moment. He had his military perspective. I had the opposite experience. But somehow, in that moment when I met, I knew that our path was connected. I did not know that he was going to die 3 days before. And that night we went to the beach. We spent the night at the beach while looking at the stars. I was able to sleep. After I was kidnapped in Hawaii and I have my own trauma story. Don't drop your job, please. But the point is that I didn't trust nobody. And this person that I randomly met that specific day showed me that I could trust in him, that we could see how fucked up the world was. And the reality that the military specifically had him believe that, look at all the sacrifice you do, but what is it worth for it? And obviously, I made the situation worse because basically what I did was I confirmed something that he already knew. What is the point of being alive if the sacrifice that you're doing is for nothing? It's literally for nothing. You have...
This is the conversation you guys had.
It's a
the day
conversation
before.
that I had and that I had no problem in having because it's the truth. I remember telling him human ain't shit unless you make it matter. Because that's the attitude that we're living in. That people don't show compassion to each other. People don't trust to each other. People are uncomfortable being vulnerable. So how do we expect to make those connections? And with him, our paths were automatically synced. And that third night, after spending those 3 nights at the beach every single day, I felt when he died. And that shattered my entire world. Because I didn't know, it wasn't that he told me he died. No, I just knew that he died because I felt it. And I contacted so many people. Nobody would tell me anything, but I knew it. I was like, I know that he killed himself. I'm certain of this. And then my life got upside down. My mom had a car accident. I had to leave Hawaii without knowing where he was. My mom had a car accident in Puerto Rico. I had to fly to Puerto Rico. And I was completely in the dark for about 2 weeks and a half. I reached out to so many people because I knew that I felt him die, but then I felt that he was alive again. And I couldn't make sense out of it. I just knew that my intuition was telling me that our paths were connected, that I wanted to serve him. And that's how everything started. Once he got out of the hospital, the first thing he did was to call me. And we talked for like an entire month, every single day until I came back to Hawaii. We have been together since then. We haven't been separated one single day since that moment.
Nope. Not a fucking day.
So for me, serving him is directly connected to that experience of me feeling him dying and knowing that our paths were connected, that we were going to grow together, that we were going to build something so much larger. I could see that. I couldn't explain it, but it just made sense. And so when my best friend in Puerto Rico says, so what are you guys, what are you doing? You know, I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know. I just what we're doing. The tradition was so big that I couldn't.
Right, tradition. So, how did you get over that?
I offered as much compassion as I could because everyone after that point, oh, you killed yourself, you know, like you're crazy.
Right.
But people don't, that's the shallow level that they leave it at. Oh, you try to kill yourself. They have PTSD. Oh, they need to heal. But they don't realize that what's the motive behind that. They don't understand that it's not just, oh, wow, the person was so weak, I'm just going to kill myself. No, this person, like, you were at peace with this decision. Okay? And that's something that many people have not done. They don't have peace with the concept of dying and what that could signify for your own growth. You being able to let go of what society tells you that you should be, you know, your ego. And that's basically what the military, I just literally press go and I was like, holy shit, what did I do?
Oh, but wait, so you guys are doing this thing, you enter into this amazing relationship, and were you poly? Were you always poly? You were identified as poly?
I was always poly before I even knew that there was a word for poly. I just knew that I just wanted to continue loving people, and that was something, obviously, I'm from Puerto Rico, that was not something that was very accepted. Right. And, you know, my family have always known that I've always been the one to step outside the line and do things not the way that they encourage. But my family is okay with all they know. They just know that I'm just different.
They're like, that's so.
Yeah.
So wait, so you meet, you know, stars align, you guys meet, and then how do you start to go, you know what, I want to add, let's add more people into this. Let's. Oh, no, because you did.
We gotta make sure we get this right first, though.
Yes, go ahead.
See, like, I don't date. I don't do the vanilla thing. Okay. See, being in the military, it has shown me one thing: a lot of soldiers date, and they get fucked up because they go into it without understanding who they are messing with because they're cute. Does it make sense? They don't get to know the person. Now, for me, I was kink before I died. Okay, I have the understanding of the structure. That means that the person I'm going to interact with, they need to be on the innocent side. Okay, that's the DDLG right there. I take them back to at least 5 years old because they understand the basic rule there.
And let's even for those who don't know, what is DDLG? If you can, quick, super.
It's a art structure.
Hey, Dom.
It's like when you look at it, it's a form of BDSM that allows a dynamic to function in a structure that makes sense.
I like that.
If you ever I have a little girl, well, guess what? I can treat her like that because at the end of the day, I want my little girl, when she grows up, to look at me as a role model, right, for her, right? And the awesome part is she's the only one that knows, that has no idea that I died. No idea.
What?
Yeah, everyone protects her from it. Because that's the one thing I said. Make sure that, listen, I'm preparing a world for her. That is it. Everything that I'm doing is for her. That is that peaceful, long-term thought right there. Her name is Zion. It's too easy. Everybody in the house is for Zion. Instead of for Wakanda, for Zion.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Wait, Daddy Dom Little Girl, but it's more of a role play. It's just role play.
I don't play shit.
Oh, not
No. See, when we see, there's people that play in the lifestyle, and there's people that utilize the lifestyle to enhance their life. Me, I don't play with my life. No. Makes sense? So therefore, I need a structure that's, okay, you're going to be around me. I need you to understand that at no point you're going to tell me shit to do, but I'm going to take care of you as though you're my little one. Does that make sense? So therefore, you don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. All I need you to do is bring some peace into my life. So how it has matured into, if it was leather, it would be like the vet right here for today's vet with a hippie. Instead of being leather, it's a hippie. Does it make sense? So you have a guy of war and a person of peace.
Mm. Where do you think you would be without them right now?
Not here. Not
nowhere. Here. Dead.
Yeah, dead.
Where you
I'm pretty sure that's, like, how many of y'all in the room would probably be dead if it wasn't for me? Can I get a word?
Walking into it.
Yeah.
Everyone turned your back when you died.
Uh-huh.
And I was the only person that everyone called crazy simply because I stood around and supported you in every single way possible. I was there during your transition to get out of the military. Nobody else was. Everyone, go back to work. Find a new job. Go back to the civilian life. But everyone's missing the point.
So there seems to be just like an amazing level of patience that you guys have for each other.
Oh yeah, because it's a very. So when I came back, the first question they asked me, and I'm sitting here like looking at them with all the papers, like, these papers are so standard, right? But I'm ready for your questions. The first one is, why did you do it? And I still echo it all day, every day. I refuse to live in a world of lies. I found my peace on the other side, and I have nothing to say but the truth. And guess what that means everybody in the military is going to do? Run for the fucking hills. Nobody wants to hear that, right? Oh my God, you're going to... No! Because most people, they want to like stay away from the sun that's going to burn them. Right? Save their careers. Nobody wants to be attached to the soldier that died and came back that can actually tell the truth about why, and it involves them.
That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Yeah. Right? I mean, do you think veterans are getting the help that they need when they come back? No.
Do you think civilians are getting the help they need out there right now?
No. So,
like, the system's already falling apart. I mean, let's keep it real. We can watch the system falling apart. Like, literally, if anybody is like truly paying attention, not just day to day, but like actually sitting back and actually watching everything unfold. Are y'all watching like prices start going up and things that only make sense but things during war? Put like this. I'm out the military, but I can still talk to somebody in the military. What's the difference? You see the problem?
I think there should be something. There should be.
But there's not. There's not, right? So
no. So wait a minute. So burnout. You're a human being. You're not a robot. So you go through burnout. This happens, and so the response from everyone is like, oh, let me. Even like your team. You're like, what did they do? What did they say?
Oh, they were fine. We went bowling afterwards. Yeah, after I got out the hospital, they do a little bowling every Friday. I want to join, yeah.
First of all, they put you back to work.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I was back to work like 24 days. Like after I died, 24 days. I turned on my laptop, all those damn emails. I was like, I'm just watching emails from like 3.5 weeks just come up and like, yep, yep, this is why I hate this job. Yep, all this bullshit. Y'all couldn't do this while I was gone? Really? So, yeah, I chewed out my clinic. I was like, can you please have your time cards turned in before the end of the day? You know, I just died and came back. Can we at least, like, help me out a little bit here? Because people, as they do their job, you don't understand, as people do their jobs, they get complacent. They get comfortable and they start living the story. Okay? Someone coming back with a
living the story. Yeah. Living the story. That's interesting.
It's not interesting. It's terrible. We lived Trump's story for the last 4 years, and we're still living it. Okay.
But the fact that people don't realize it's a story, and that's what they're doing. That they're playing out a story.
Because they're running from the one thing that's inevitable: death. In other words, you can if you find yourself talking to someone that talks more about their past, okay, or more about their future, and avoiding like hearing the moment or can't pull it back to this moment, then there's something else going on right there. And when that moment comes that you need them, they're not going to be ready. Because they're not there.
Mr. Puddin, did you believe in God before you died?
Nope.
How do you feel about God now?
I
am. Listen, if I had to take care of it myself before, I'm doing it now. It's understanding that, like, if you're one of God's children to start off with, at what point do you start realizing who you are?
What do you mean? Say that again.
Okay. If any religion that you want out there, we use Christians, as most people in America like to use Christian, but there's a whole lot of other ones. So that's why I like to just eat Christians all up. I can't wait to talk to the Pope. I wanted to ask him, but did you die? And why are you sitting here with these 450 people here? Listen, anybody can have a strong reality and we don't get touched. Ask a sub dad. That's why they like to brat. Okay? Okay. But okay. So if you can't find the higher part of you, it's because someone else is dominating you. Okay? Whether you realize it or not, you go to work, yeah, you're submitting for that check. Okay? Does that make sense? So when I go outside and I look at people, they are working for that check. But then it really fucks me in the head, too, because I'm like, damn, I make $7,300 tax-free a month. That means they're paying for me right now. I have no choice but to give back. Does it make sense? So everyone's in a level of service to somebody, and if you think that you're not,
you're sleeping.
You're sleeping.
All of us are gods and goddesses. Yeah,
exactly.
To realize it. It's all within us.
If you need to role play with somebody to become a queen or a king, then do that until you feel like you're a king or a queen. Then fake it till you make it, and then hopefully you end up in a dynamic where you get treated like a queen, and he gets treated like a king. I got 2 goddesses, one of the day and one of the night. That's perfectly balanced. And I got a queen of the damn. That means she writes everything about me. She can write everything from my birth all the way up. And guess what? She just got a permanent collar. She just got her permanent
collar. We got a yes from Goddess Erica, yes.
So yes, I did just receive my permanent collar. I have recently completed my 6 months of training to become a permanent slave of Mr. Puddin.
Wow, girls. And when you speak on this master and slave, I mean that's an intense dynamic because that's master and slave. Like,
no, it's not. That's a married couple. Y'all play too much. Y'all playing with the stuff. Think about it. Master slave, congratulations, you're married, right? If one person's not dominating that relationship, then they're both either bottoming or topping or fighting or whatever it is. Okay? If you watch 2 married people go into a dungeon, guess what? The one's a dom and one's usually a sub. Let's keep it real. People play too much with that ring. You wear a ring on your finger, I put it on her neck. What's the difference? The paper? Because I guarantee you, I respect her more than usually one person can respect her. Does it make sense? I deal with 3. I'm balanced out. I am one strong fucking man. Okay? And I watch men talk, oh, how do you get a girl? Well, fucking stop being so shallow and asking me. Go look in the mirror. Do some mirror work. Okay? Do some shadow work. Okay? Find a passion and a purpose. Okay? Let them find you. Let them be attracted to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Look at me.
Wowzers.
Don't ask me that question if you haven't died and came back, because you don't need anybody to take care of you. You want somebody to take care of you. Okay? There's a big difference. Big difference.
That is true. That is true.
Okay? I'm a whole different level. You got to remember, I'm 100% disabled vet. But I'm not going to be that. Reality. Oh, no. I'm too strong for that. Okay?
So what? Okay, so your subs, your partners, your slaves, what does this do for them? If I could ask them.
Right here. All of y'all come together. I want to see
all the slaves together.
Yeah, if someone outside of Kink were to be like, y'all up here submitting for a man, what would your response be to that?
Yes. I'm submitting to a man. What of it? Who are you submitting to?
Everyone's submitted to something. At least we get to admit it and take control of who we're submitted to. We made the choice to submit.
We get to be goddesses in our submission. What do you get to be? Independent? Okay. We're all independent.
Independently independent.
Oh my gosh. So how does this feed you guys? Yeah, how does this feed y'all?
How does it feed us?
Yeah, or like, yeah. Oh, dang. Okay, this is about to end. This is be coming up to an hour, so this is about to close out. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to start this right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay. I'm going to close this out, and then come back for a little bit. All right, y'all. All right, bye.
And
we're back. So yeah, so this is, it seems like, okay, so I think I would like people to know is that you are not under duress or you're not weak, you're not like this is something you are choosing to do. This is something that you are seeking and looking for.
Yes. It's very empowering to be a slave, that we choose to be a slave. It's for our own self-growth, to become our best version of ourselves. It's like having somebody holding you accountable for that growth. You know, like many times society doesn't have a structure in place. So how exactly do you work on yourself when everyone's telling you do this, do that? In a master-slave relationship, your entire perspective on who you are kind of has to be broken apart, falling apart, because now you're not just
being the person that you're told to be, right, by 9 to 5 or at school, or you are accountable for everything that you do, and you say how you do it and how you say it.
As well as a slave, you have to know who you are, because you are a direct reflection of your master. And so our master is very powerful, very strong man. We are very powerful, very strong, because he has made us that way. So for us to come here, to choose to come here alone is power. And then to be broken down from the systematic oppression of who you're supposed to be, having our minds broken wide open, having our hearts broken wide open, so that you can see who you are. Besides all the bullshit, take it all away. Who are you, really? And then grow that person. And that's how you become a goddess. That's how you become a queen in our dynamic. That's how.
The person you wish to be, that is deep down, is hiding under all of the matrix, all of the BS.
That's you.
Get cracked wide open.
And through your you're allowed to be that person, your best self. Through service, through constant service, through constant giving your all and receiving the same level of energy in return. You are being held accountable. Yes, you feel it. It changes you. Every day we wake up, okay, we have something to do. We have something to work for. We have something greater than all of us combined greater than him, we have Zion. So everyone works together for their collective purpose. But at the beginning, it starts with you, and you are working to give as much as yourself as you can.
Is you acknowledging the power exchange that happen all around us at all levels, low and high. There's always energy exchange happening around us. So by being conscious of it, by taking charge of it, being mindful of that, we can achieve becoming our higher self. For me, I've always said that my BDSM journey is the same as my spiritual journey.
Yeah.
I applied the same concepts, the same staying in the moment, moving with purpose, doing everything with intention, not just living and forgetting the present and trying to fix the mistakes. No, it's being held accountable by the things that I'm working on and using that for continued growth. I would have been able to achieve the growth. Yeah, the growth that I have been today. And I'm coming from, I went to university, I got my master's, I'm a scientist. There's nothing like, I got my master's in genetic engineering. So I know what it is to have a structure for education. But I can tell you right here that being a master slave dynamic has been far better than any other training that I could have gone under.
Wow. So I want to ask two things. What does service look like for you? And then also, how do you trust Mr. Puddin to lead you? How did you know that he was the person? Yeah.
You hear this conversation he just had with you? That's how he talked to us. He was honest. He was genuine from day one. Always honest, always genuine with his intentions. This is what I want. This is what I'm building. This is what I'm working towards. Can you get with that or not? And so if you can get with that, I can work with you. I can build you. I can teach you. I can mold you into what I need to serve me, to serve this greater purpose. That's how you know how you can trust.
It's like how he always says, if you can be the best version of yourself, and if you can do that for me, then there we go. Yeah. That's all it takes.
And he makes sure that whatever discipline or advice that he gives, or he makes sure that he practices it as well. He doesn't do the do as I say, not as I do. He makes sure that he is reflecting what he is teaching.
Example.
So he's holding himself accountable before he holds us accountable, and that is a leader. A leader who leads by example. We can follow him because I know what he's doing, he's applying it to himself. It's making him greater. It'll make me greater.
And real quick, what is service? And also for y'all in this, thank you for that hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Y'all should check out the Kinky Compound podcast because they host it, and if you want to go deeper into their dynamic, it's such a good podcast. It's concise, like you learn a lot. It gets straight to the point. So yeah, check out the Kinky Compound podcast, y'all.
Yeah.
I was going to ask real quick, what does service look like? And what I guess
first, they spoil. Okay. This is why I'm saying they spoil. Okay. Because for me, I when I say permanent, it means I'm willing to take care of you permanently. I've done my I've done my assessments to make sure that I can take care of you permanently. Because in today's time, for me to have 3 people that I can depend on permanently to take care of me no matter what, makes sense?
That's big.
I'm going to make sure I do the same thing. So, look. They're spoiled, okay?
But hey, you're also kind of spoiled, though.
Yes.
Who else is getting all of this?
They're spoiled. They have a whole entire floor to themselves, okay? like everyone has their own fucking bathroom, their own king-size bed. Like, they have 5 bedrooms. They're spoiled upstairs. They have a rope room upstairs. Okay, they're spoiled. But realistically, it goes back to this. Even in the military, a soldier was given a barracks, okay? 3 hots and a cot, a place to sleep and 3 meals. So each one has their own bathroom, okay? They have their own safe space. They have a safe space inside of a safe space, inside of a gated community with a pool and like a pond and ducks and all of that. Just, it's a vacation.
That safety is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that safety.
It's a vacation resort. So when they leave and go outside, they talk to anybody. The people who spent money to come here to go on a vacation. So all their conversations are positive, happy. They don't get negative energy here. So when I say they're spoiled, just think about not having to go to work, being protected, being able to actually like serve. That's like living the life married. I'm just saying, if that was a married life, that'd be a pretty awesome MS.
Wait, okay. So is there this is a weird question, but is there at any time where you all are like, I don't know if this will be for me? Do you think this is you forever? Or is this...
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
This is building together. And when we talk about oneness and thinking about how interconnected we are in the world, yes.
Someone said, sign me up.
Yes.
Too late. We already got 3. Too late. At least not this time. We will still spread the message, though. You can follow us on the Kinky compound.
Yes.
Hey.
Podcast.
Hey.
Yeah.
What they are
Someone
doing,
saying.
I will say definitely what they are doing is they're looking to build the sisterhood. Because right now, what I do see is there are a lot of sisters, it doesn't matter what color, that are being railroaded the fuck over right now. Because right now, there's a lot of shit going on, and there's not a lot of men that just want to just talk to make sure that you're good to go. Usually there's some kind of alternative motive. So actually being able to actually talk to somebody and keep it real, and you can just float between anyone at the house, sometimes realistically just reaching out, one person reaching out and being able to talk to 4 people peacefully can do a lot for someone's mental health.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that sisterhood, I'm looking at being able to build those groups so they can all like funnel through the Kinky compound. But whatever you got going on in your head, sometimes you just really want to talk to somebody. And sometimes having someone kinky means it's just going to go to a deeper level.
Yeah.
And realistically, even if you need a deeper level, if you start off deep, then you can go ahead and clear your mind. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's not just about taking care of me. They're taking care of each other. So when you talk to one of them, it's all positive energy. But they have to...
Yeah, I heard on one of the...
Yeah, they have to...
I heard on... Sorry, go ahead.
So it all
Talk too
starts off with Zion, comes down to me. Because I'm always constantly looking out for Zion, they're taking care of me. I don't have to chase them around because they're trying to take care of me to make sure that I'm going to be able to here. I'm going to be presently here on this planet to take care of her.
And I heard on one of the episodes that your goal for the ladies is that it's not just coworkers. You guys are not just like in the house as coworkers. You're making connections.
Yes. Connections.
We are all very close, as you can see.
Yes.
Shoot.
And we sleep with each other. I showered with Lila when she first got here. We share everything in this home. Everything is interconnected. Everything is one. We are all one love. So we love each other. Whatever you need, I got you.
No judgment. None of that.
Lila just got here. We share clothes.
Right. So you have someone in training right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Here, I know you want to talk to her here. Go ahead.
Nice. Well, so someone said, "Oh, they love your locks." Training.
Put yourself.
King Coven vibes. Training. What is that like? What has it been like for you?
It's different, but it's something that I've always wanted. At one point, I didn't know what to call it because I didn't know that there was a whole world for it. But I met Mr.Puddin and he gave it to me on a deeper level of what it is. And now I'm here and he's showing me and I get to actually live.
Get your ears in there. Fix the camera.
My arms are short.
It's okay, I drag it.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Let's see all the ears. So wait, what were the titles again? Because you guys are lots of different things. Not only your bunnies.
Okay, I'm the bunny. So is the fox. Her ears are missing, so we're gonna go to Lila. Lila's the cat, but she has wolf ears right now.
So I'm the kitty wolf right now.
Yeah. I just took
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the security loves that.
We're all critters in here, and we're multiple critters at that.
That's primal.
Yep. Very primal.
Primal. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my God, y'all.
And Mr. Puddin himself is the wolf. The wolf pack. Look, you don't even have your necklace on. You talk about soul. He's a wolf. He's a big bad wolf. He is the leader of our pack. So we are all prey animals. Even Soul the fox. We are all prey to the predator wolf in the house.
I love that. It says, let me be a bat. Someone said, let me be a bat.
I know.
You got...
Oh, yes, I am a bat. See, he used to call me a chicken, and I'd be like,
oh my gosh.
Bat.
Okay, so someone, I love the questions in the comments, y'all. Keep them coming.
So
I don't want to keep them all day, though. You're right. So how do you answer that?
Oh,
I am the
alpha female, alpha slave. That is her role. She's been here the longest. She has the deepest connection. Like, she's an alpha.
She's
I'm
the one that even bought the house by myself. Okay, like I am the one that like whatever you don't see behind the curtain. That's because
she is the Cortana.
Yeah. So the movie The Secretary, like she really wanted to go ahead and be the secretary. So she's the only person that knows me before I died. So she kind of got that one off rip. So
Wow.
So
definitely Cortana to Master Sheets.
Yes.
So it's like everybody has their place.
Yeah.
Everybody has their. So there's no confusion. There's no like stepping over anybody.
I broke it down like this. Okay. So what's one of the reasons that I have 3? Okay. I want to go ahead and teach people at the same time, because if a guy has 1 girl, some people will listen. If a guy has 2 girls, you're off. But if a guy has 3 girls, he must be doing something. Okay? He must be doing something right. And to get males to listen on the civilian side, when you don't have to pull rank or anything like that, you need to be able to get them on a deeper level in their shallow level. Okay? You need to pique their interest. So that's a whole nother thing right there. But so if you understand energy levels, there's enlightenment, right? And then you have love. You have peace. And then you have joy. And then you have love, right? Okay. So in this house, anything below love doesn't come in here, because they gotta start off with reasons and respect before you even come in the house. Okay. So once you get into the house, you got the lowest energy level to start off with. And that's gonna be my queen of the dam. Okay. She's the newest. And she is responsible for the love. It's not an emotion. I don't do emotions. Okay. Those all died. What I have is clear understanding. Okay. So that means you have understanding and acceptance. Okay. I broke it down to Zion. Zion understands that when she makes strawberry milk, that is a love potion. It is half part understanding and half part acceptance. Okay. That because it goes, if you cannot love something that you don't understand, and you cannot love something you don't accept. Okay? If you just say it, then you're not putting enough thought behind your words. And humans don't do that. When you start from scratch, when you come back, you make it very clear. You make sure that you understand and accept me before you tell me you love me. All right? Does it make sense? True. So if anyone comes, they have to get through her first. And then they can go ahead and go to Nyx. Right? They can go ahead and go to my goddess of the night. She's going to either bring you some joy or some chaos. Because some people like to take it real with one person and then flake on the next. It's a system. Because if you're going to go up to power levels to get to me, you got to go through the joy and chaos. And some people think it's going to be joyful and it's really chaotic. But if they understood the dynamic, it would make sense.
Oh, we got some questions, y'all. I don't want to keep y'all forever. Let's do like 2 more questions.
Okay. So the most masculine dominant. Oh, that's gonna be Nyx all day. Goddess Nyx all day. She has the most masculine one. She is all about being daddy's little helper. She's all about being around her uncles when she was growing up. She didn't have a dad when she was growing up. So when she says daddy, is it DLG or like it blurs the line, right? If you call something out that you never had, how is it received? Does it make sense?
Yeah, I guess I don't want to think that far.
Some people don't want to think that far. It makes it extremely easy for us because it makes the dynamic genuine in vanilla and lifestyle-wise. It makes it acceptable in your story and your reality because at the end of the day, it's clear consent. Because she didn't have, I'm not going to hold that against her, but I'm going to make sure that I give her that military discipline because she never had a daddy to teach her the right way.
That's why I feel like kink is like therapy. I feel like it's all therapy.
If you're just fucking around in your kink, then that's what you're getting. But if you're actually taking it to a deeper level, then that's what you're getting. You get what you put in. Then that's what you got. Okay? Yeah. You get what you put in. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
I love to hit people right here. Do you realize all of y'all are still a little sperm? Y'all just made it into the egg. Like, all of y'all are literally still talking to yourselves, and y'all hoping somebody's listening, right? Like, I hope y'all all realize that. Like, y'all didn't just come in here and ESP and connect to everybody. You really are alone. You came in this world alone. You're going to die alone. And you hope during that time frame you find some people worth connecting with. Okay?
True, yeah. The dash. The in between the dash, as you say?
In between the dash, yeah.
Reading your post. Because, yeah, it's a kind of a weird thing to think when you look at someone's birth date and then the end date, what is in between. Someone said, but isn't love an emotion?
You can fall in love, but that's also going to lead into a whole lot of heartache later. Mm-hmm. It's an emotion. It's also a lower level emotion. It doesn't even bring you peace. Okay, you can fall in love and have no peace in that shit. Okay?
And just be in love.
Not Whitney Houston, but Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? In other words, how can I love all of them equally?
We don't hold on.
I can understand and accept all of them equally.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Can you have multiple children?
Can you understand and accept your children? As many as you have, family relatives. Okay? Don't allow yourself to be mentally locked into, okay, this is love directed at this person. That's how I'm going to interact with that understanding. In other words, you don't want to push past that because there's so much more. But when you fall in love, and everyone's seen people in love, and they've seen what that does. Because you can see someone that you say is in love, right? And from the outside, you're like, if you only knew, boo-boo, you're just so deep in it. You don't understand what you're doing. You don't, it makes sense?
That's true.
It's a real thing.
That is true.
So once you get past the joy and the chaos, you can go ahead and get to soul. Because soul, she protects my peace of mind. She is my peace of mind. She's the person that only knows me 3 days prior. That's my peace of mind. So by the time you get to soul, well, guess what? If you make it through that piece and she gives you a clear understanding of everything she's been through with me, by the time you get to me, you might actually have a really good conversation, a really deep, to your core, peaceful one, because you went through all the proper energy levels. You passed respect, okay? We got an understanding and acceptance. We got the joy, and we got the peace. Now we can go ahead and enjoy the conversation.
It's so crazy. It's nice because it's like they're your protection as much as you are protecting them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which is really that's really cool.
You got it.
This was awesome.
Yeah, don't forget, it works both ways. I designed it so that it would work both ways. I can be a disabled vet. I don't need to be missing both my legs to know 3 people need to take care of me, right? Mm-hmm. What happens later on when I know I need someone to? I did die and come back. I get stronger every day. I don't want to be that guy that gets too strong and no one to vent to, right? Yeah. Think about these things. So
that's true.
So at the same time, I'm a strong ass patient. Let's try that. I'm an extremely strong ass patient. I'm 2,000% disabled. Okay. Okay. Matter of fact, in order to come to me, you need to be willing to live a life of peace and not have to worry about politics, money, any of that shit that you have to deal with that you don't want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then when you engage anything, that is some wholesome shit. Mm-hmm. Anyone they engage, anything that they do, this person.
May I say something?
Yes.
People commenting. Hi, I just wanted to say to everyone commenting about, I love you guys, or their applications, I want to find my tribe. The first thing you have to do is start working on yourself. And the people that are meant to be in your life will be there. The first thing I did, Mr. Puddin found me in 13 minutes on FetLife. The first thing I did was make the decision that
all sites too.
That's where he found all his kinky people. Kinky people have FetLife, at least, bare minimum. They want to be acknowledged as kinky. They make a kinky Facebook page, basically. So 13 minutes it took him to find me. I decided in my life, wherever I was, had no idea who he was, I'm going to serve. This is what I need. And as soon as I made that decision, boom, here we are. So start working on yourself, and you will find the people you're meant to find, guys.
Nice.
Nix was not the person that you see right now. I'm just so proud to hear her talking. That person was not Nix. That was Bunny.
Oh my gosh.
Here, just to put it in perspective, okay? On the grownness of the grown levels, okay? Picture a 35-year-old retired, 35 years old on top of that, 100% retired, back, good to go, been there, done it all, right? And now he got this young little 21-year-old that wants to take care of him. Do you know how, in the military, every year you have the same thing. a new crop of 18-year-olds.
True.
Okay? So guess what? All I got to do is just match up the right age. And guess what? All 21-year-olds that I got it. I got all the shit y'all doing. Oh my God. 21-year-olds go through a lot of shit.
So warm.
Males in their 20s have it the worst. Because males in their 30s can tell males in their 20s pretty much everything. Because guess what? You're not even over the hill, young buck, right?
And speaking of that, and we'll end this off with you. Are you also doing training for other DOMs for specifically veterans? Were you doing that, or did I read that wrong?
I say that again.
Are you training other men to be dom?
I am training one.
Oh, okay.
Because if anything happens to me, he is trained to take care of them.
He's like the god dom.
The Godfather.
I would be the pervy sage and he would be my Naruto.
Yep.
He's being trained specifically to take care of them. And in that training, I have a very clean, direct, deep male connection. So when I talk to other males, I take them to that level automatically too. So what I need is people that want to just talk. Because not a lot of people just want to talk. In order to get some knowledge and some information, enlightenment, some peace of mind, you need to talk. Oh yeah, no one takes meds in the house neither.
What do you mean? Oh, wow. Oh yeah.
No one takes any meds in the house because
we just hump each other.
In other words, there's no depression.
We just dog pile and hump each other.
Yeah, there's no depression issues because we can talk about anything that you be depressed about and get over that. Because when you deploy, you don't just sit there and be depressed. You have people to go ahead and talk to and get into. You don't just have anxiety. Like Soul said, her first night, she actually got to sleep peacefully in my arms on the beach. Okay? It's the people that you are with directly impact your mental health. You can walk from one room feeling peaceful into another room and feel completely changed.
Like chaos.
Okay?
Like war.
That's true. Man, well, this was wonderful, y'all. This was truly wonderful for me. I hope it was a good experience for y'all as well.
It was. We love having conversations. My ears. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys.
This was awesome. All of y'all, anybody have any last minute comments or questions?
No rehab.
For these amazing people.
I definitely recommend everyone to check out the Kinky Compound podcast. We talk a lot about our own journey in our podcast. So for those interested in understanding the self-growth part of being a submissive and a slave.
Yeah, we're going vegetarian more so. Yeah, we're going towards vegetarian.
Yeah.
They showed me these 2 documentaries.
We're going vegan.
And I was like, damn.
We're going vegan. Seaspiracy on Netflix. Yes.
But see, that's so nice to just have people around you, physically around you, that could, cheer you on. You know what I mean? That's just nice. I feel like as a, I don't think of myself as a dog. I don't know. I'm thinking about this, but just thinking about being in a pack because I'm like, whatever. I'm not ready to.
I would be if I had to
verbalize
a spirit animal, it would be a werewolf with a long snake tail that can check all my angles from 360 with raven wings, okay, and flames coming out of my eyes, while the bottom of my feet are built like panthers. Very, 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 very interesting archetype.
That's your barrel.
Yes.
Or you can say Love, Death, and Robots, that vampire, that werewolf. There you go.
I love this, y'all. I love this. Check out the Kinky Compound. Go ahead.
And Soul did buy the house because I was too lazy to buy it. I just said, pick out a house. So her and Goddess Nix, they went around the neighborhood and picked out a house. And my queen of the damned over there, she's writing everything. So she's pretty much writing
his life story.
Yeah.
Entire life story.
And everything that I predict already happening and what's going to happen next, all that shit. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and start because what sucks is when you see and recognize everything coming. And then at the same time it comes, and it's like, see, if somebody just would have wrote this down, they'd be like, oh, damn, but this is the next Nicodemus. But yeah, Zodiac, Scorpion. I'm a
Scorpio, Libra, Gemini gang. Where we at? We got 2 Geminis right here. We were born 24 hours apart. Yep. June 7th and June 8th. So less than 24 hours apart. So we are the Geminis of the house.
And I know y'all noticed that the room is red. Okay, so
yes,
everything in my room is red. All the lights are red. All the energy.
Blood Dungeon.
When I was a flight medic in Iraq, we have red lights everywhere because white lights will give you away. You don't want to get bombed, right? You don't want a mortar to hit you. And also allows your eyes to go ahead and adjust to the dark faster because once you get a line 9 medevac, you only got 5 minutes to get up in the air. So you can be asleep, woke, and flying in 5 minutes. Red lights. So, but think about it. If something happens, they need you. So
red lights are actually very good for your eyes, too.
Yeah, way better.
Really?
And they're good for reptiles.
And
it's
now,
very grounding, too.
And now, thanks to my goddess of the night, she has now turned my red lights into the womb. See, she's 21, right? But she's also a twin. So she has a twin brother, too. A twin brother.
Wait, which one is a twin? What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she has
Gemini and a twin.
Mm-hmm. Perfect,
exactly, right?
Real Gemini. Thorough.
That's really cool.
So when we did her coloring, she did anal for the first time. She was raped back in college, okay, anally. And then when she was coming to me, well, for 6 months, I didn't touch that butthole. That was gonna be the permanent collar consent. Okay, so we're gonna spend 6 months to make sure everything's good to go. Talk about it, allow you work, make sure everything's good. She was ready well before that, but since I said 6 months on May 1st, then we'll do it. On May 1st, it was awesome. I took her through every single emotion that she could have went through. I wanted to test out her whole entire levels of consent to make sure we was good on every single page. And then I took that booty, right? And then I stopped, put the collar on her, and then finished the booty again. So her collar is literally between her anal virginity being consently given. That means everything in this house is based off of consent at the highest level.
And Nick, so what did that do to you, Nick? So what did that do?
What did that do? That really locked in. The moment it was happening, I was like, okay, this is happening. It's finally here. This is my day. This is my moment. This is the moment we've been leading up to. This is me giving my final piece of myself to him completely. All of me, there's nothing left for me to give. And I got my permanent collar and it felt like I was complete. I am completely who I am. I am Goddess Nyx now. And this permanent collar just symbolizes 6 months of training that I went through to earn this title, to earn this position, serving him. So that really just elevated my mentality completely. It made me realize, okay, I have way more responsibilities now. I'm a permanent slave. I am collared, my butthole. And now that I get to start anal training, because it was great. The first time it was amazing, but I'm no professional anal person yet. So that's a whole new level of training I have to do with my master, which is awesome for me. I love being trained. Please teach me how to be better.
So was it therapeutic for you to kind of, was that experience kind of full circle?
So here, this is where we went, okay? And because you got to understand,
amazing.
You might see me at one age, but realistically, I don't have an age anymore. Like when you die, time changes. It's not the same. Like what you consider time. Like I planned out 30 years already. Does that make sense? I planned out 30 years already. There's no limit to a thought that can't be broken. Okay, but when we went, we took her back to the womb. So we laid there and we cuddled and we actually talked like we was back in the womb. And we was like, why are these people so loud out here around us right now? Like, what is going on in the world around? Like that complete innocence right there. There's nothing more innocent than a baby in a womb. Okay, there's nothing more innocent than that. Like truly, there's nothing. It didn't even choose to be in the womb. Okay, makes sense. So for her womb experience, her real world womb experience was not good. Okay, no. Like she was a casualty of domestic violence in the womb. So for us to go back and actually be there together peacefully, the way I look at the world right now, I see a whole bunch of sperm trying to get into an egg. And they're not working together. And the ones that did make it into the egg are still screaming. They still trying to survive. So now they're trying to get into the world egg.
Jeez Louise. Everyone's
still sperm. 6 billion plus sperm. This is one big ass egg.
Wowzers. This has just been an amazing look into I feel like I stepped into a whole other
You talk to someone that okay, you talking to the afterlife here, and then you're gonna slide back to that side. You're like, oh shit, when you sleep tonight, watch.
Yeah. I hope you all have
a lot
dreams. Yeah, wonderful dreams.
Yes, I definitely. It's just a lot to think about because I don't know. It's my own journey and kind of thinking about, how am I being honest with myself? And, what am I doing to kind of, to better myself, But I think starting out with being honest with myself, and sometimes that can be kind of hard, having those kind of personal conversations of what is it that I truly want, and then being okay with what I actually want.
Yes.
Because that might
be... tell you what's okay.
Exactly. So,
but actual experiment for yourself and see if that's something. Yeah. Be true to your intention, in your intuition. Be true to yourself.
I will caution this though for everyone out there. Okay. Now understand this. Try to understand where I'm coming from here. Okay. And this is to understand mental health a little bit more on a deeper level. Someone that is perfectly trained in the matrix. Okay. And when I say matrix, I'm talking about according to rules and regulations. Okay. Black and white, they understand it. They're Mr. Smith. Okay. For them to live that life and never have a problem with it, because most people live that story and never have a problem with it. To run into somebody that truly can genuinely, okay, i.e. in the lifestyle, allow you to explore yourself outside the matrix. The more you get to explore yourself outside the matrix, the harder it is for you to coexist with the matrix. Okay, so if I have two submissives living with me and I have two soldiers, when I tell these soldiers to do this, they do it, right? So when I go and talk to my submissives, I can explain it to them so they can do it, right? But there's a line that you don't cross with your soldiers, okay? Make sense? So you start seeing the disparities between how honest and how real you can be, and then you find yourself living a lie when you go to work because you're finding yourself more at home. That's what happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you peel back all the layers, and then you realize, whoa, I'm really a switch for the system. It hits you differently. Okay. Especially when you went from the top dog. But once you really take a step back and look at things, the mirror work. That's when you actually start seeing those layers. Most people don't want to stay in the mirror more than 10 seconds. I spend hours.
It's scary.
Yeah, I spend hours in there. Hours.
Jeez.
I try to tell everyone you either look in the mirror or look at your shadow. But if you avoid both of them, you're avoiding yourself altogether. Those are your two reflections. Look it in the face or look at it on the ground.
Dang, words from Mr. Puddin. Words from Mr. Puddin, y'all. I'm not going to keep y'all any much longer because I feel like I could just listen and talk your head off.
My line is always open to anybody. And listen, this is just my line is open, but you got to go through the girls. You go through the girls because you're going to get a lot from them first. You might not even need to talk to me. Just know that I'm present. I'm there so that if they go through anything that you got to go through, I can clean them up and they can go right back in there with you. Okay? That's what it's like working in the ER. People need help out here today. We all need each other out here today. But does it really have to be someone wearing a name tag? Sounds like this.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from him. Y'all heard it from him.
You can't be genuine.
2021.
Well, thank y'all. Yeah, check out the podcast, y'all. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm sure a lot of us will be thinking about this conversation tonight. So yeah, please hit them up if you have any questions, but definitely check out the podcast. It is definitely worth a listen, y'all. Just to kind of expand your own mind and what you might, may think this, dynamic is or what this community is. But yeah, thank y'all so much. This was Random Conversations with Elizabeth, the podcast where I talk to interesting strangers about how and why they live their lives. This was Mr. Puddin and his subs, his piece, everything. And thank y'all for talking to me. And thank you guys for watching.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Love
Thank you. So yeah, I will be hitting you up. You guys will see You'll be tagged in random things. This will be up on YouTube, and then where all podcasts are available soon. I'll let everybody know. And check out the podcast. Thanks y'all for watching. Thanks y'all for listening. Have an awesome night. I look like y'all about to get into something fun. All right, y'all. Bye.